Sauce23 here, and today we have 12 Slicey knives, all under $100, great cardboard destroyers, and let's get started. First up, we have the Kizer Mad Tanto. This one is not only slicey, but super comfortable because you have this wider handle scales than micarta, nice and comfortable grip, and you have this very deep hollow grind right here that comes down nice and thin. This isn't my go-to blade shape, but being that it's a drop point Tanto, it's easy to use that Tanto tip and that secondary tip. So this one is one that I have been enjoying. And, you know, one of my favorite button locks as of late is such a snappy button lock. It's nice and solid, 154 cm steel. This is a damned design collaboration. And overall, I think it looks nice. Nice and smooth, nice and snappy, well done flipper tab that's canted back. You can push button and light switch it, however you want to do it. I will have links to all these knives down in the description if you're interested in any of these. So next up, we have the Civivi Sokoke. I reviewed this one not too long ago. This is a Ray Laconico design. Beautiful drop point blade. Nice full flat grind that comes down pretty darn thin. All these knives they're all under 20 thousandths behind the edge. And, you know, most production knives are 20 and over. These are mostly sitting at 16 thousandths or so behind the edge, and this thing performed outstanding. All these knives kind of put an impression on me whenever I was testing them. Like, I was like, wow, those are slicing great. This was in 14C28N. Beautifully done linen micarta scales on this one. Nice action. You got thumb studs, and you have a front flipper. 14C28N blade steel, deep carry pocket clip that's tip up left or right hand carry. This could be my favorite budget knife of 2023. Number 3, we have the Civivi button lock Elementum, and I know this isn't going to be a crowd favorite, but if you've ever used one of these knives, you'll know what I'm talking about. And this is the one that you just press the button and release the blade. It doesn't have any other means of deployment, but as a user, this thing is a beautiful, beautiful user. You have a nice drop point, maybe even spear point blade, high hollow grind on this one that comes down nice and thin, and it just slices so well. The handle scales are a little skinny, but they're still nice and comfortable. And, you know, this can be fun to go back and forth like this every now and again, or holding the button down and doing the reverse flick. Deep carry pocket clip that's tip up left or right hand to carry. You got a nice full size blade on it. Overall, I use this knife a whole lot. 14C28N blade steel. It's hidden right down there. Takes a wicked sharp edge. It takes a nice polish as well. I like how it's streamlined, nice and slim and sleek. Very, very good EDC knife here. Number 4, we have the Civivi knives Cogent, another button lock. And I didn't think I would put any clip points on this list, but this is a straight clip, meaning that that point is in line with this pivot, so your belly's not crazy swoopy up here in the front. Nice high flat grind that comes down, I think, to about 16 thousandths behind the edge. Nice and slicey, comfortable ergos. You got some nice jimping if you like that kind of thing that's grippy. Overall, awesome knife. Very smooth action. Very minimal flipper tab, which I usually don't like, but this one rockets out. 14C28N blade steel on this. Civivi does a good job with it. Tip up left or right hand deep carry pocket clip. Peel ply G10 scales. Very good knife. And it's at a good affordable price. Number 5, we have the CJRB Lago. And this knife right here probably surprised me the most this year whenever I did the testing with it. This thing performed outstanding. Every knife I've gotten from CJRB lately has been stupid sharp. This is in their AR PM9 steel, and I've done tons of testing on it, and it holds up really good for its price point. You can choke up on this one. It's a nice worker blade shape. You got a nice drop point, a low drop point, so you're not going to have a ton of belly. Nice flipping action, and that long thumb hole makes it very easy to reverse flick it or thumb flick it, however you want to do it. Nice deep carry pocket clip on this one, and it's tip up left or right handed carry. This is a really good knife for the money. I think this one's in like the $50 price range. I think that's an excellent deal. And talk about slicey. I think this one's 14 thousandths behind the edge if I remember correctly. Nice point right there. Excellent knife. For 6, we have the Kizer Mini Roach. This is a Matt Degnan design, And I like the full size, but I think I like the mini even more because this one has a deep hollow grind on it that comes down nice and thin. You can see in that choil area how thin that steel is right there. Beautifully done. Comfortable ergos. You have textured honeycomb G10 scales there. And this one has the removable flipper tab that I removed off of mine because I just prefer the thumb hole. It's a little bit more fidgety that way. You got a nice needle-like point for doing piercing tasks. You know, it's not a big knife. It's a smaller to medium knife, but it can get the job done. Nice drop point, low drop point. That tip is a little bit underneath the center line of the pivot, so it's not any crazy belly up front. It's going to be good at just about anything you throw at it. Now this one is tip up right hand carry only, so if that's a deal breaker, we have more on the list that are left and right hand carry. Number 7, we have the Vosteed Nightshade TH, and I could not do this list without putting this on here because this one gets so much use. I own, I think, 5 Nightshades, and I like the thumb hole one the most. You got beautifully contoured micarta scales. You can get it in non-coated or coated like this one. You have a crown spine on it and a full flat ground blade on this. That's a very high grind. This one's in 154 cm steel. It comes down nice and thin, especially right in this area right here. And it's just such a great cutter. It acts as a recurve almost when you're cutting into something. The more you go into it, the more this belly goes deeper and deeper into it. It's a fun knife to have, and I'm glad the giveaway, the Corgi winner did not claim their prize, but the Nightshade TH guy did claim his prize, and it almost went unnoticed because it went to my junk mail, and I'm glad, very glad he was able to get a hold of me. Number 8, we have the Sencut Sachse. Excellent value. I think these are like 46 bucks. You got a beautiful drop point. This is in their 9CR 18 MOV, and they do a good job with it. It comes down nice and thin. You have nice micarta scales, beautiful button lock on there. Sencut, Civivi do excellent jobs. I've spine whacked every one of these button locks. If they're on this video, I have tested them, and mine have held up rock solid. This is just an all-around great knife. Somebody who's looking to get into knives or wants a good high-value budget knife, this is usually where I steer them to. I just think it's an excellent value. Probably one of my all-time favorite Sencut knives. Number 9, we had the CMB made knives Predator. Another one that kind of shocked me when I did the testing. That nice drop point. 14C 28M blade steel. Comes down nice and thin. You can see right here. Pretty darn thin going there. It could be a good work knife, and it's a good slicer. This particular one's a D2. My 14C one is lent out to a friend. It's a crossbar lock. Nice action on these. They come snapping out, and they're very comfortable because you have nice and contoured micarta scales that are a little bit wider. You know, it fills out the hand nicely. And they did a great job on that sharpening choil. You're going to have tons of sharpening light before it starts to widen up there. Great point for piercing. Overall, awesome knife. And I like the 14C one even more because it is a stainless. This is in D2 right here, and it's not a stainless. I'm willing to pay the extra couple of dollars for the stainless version. Number 10, we have the Kizer Domin. This is the newest Kizer Domin with that reverse Tanto, whatever, Warncliffe blade, whatever you want to call it. And another beautiful bang for your buck right here. These are, I think, 50-something bucks. Look at the action on these, both of them. Ridiculously smooth. Nice deep hollow grinds on them, 154 cm steel. Especially if you do a lot of cardboard cutting, this is going to be excellent because of that straight edge. It's not going to be the best on flat surfaces, but like I said, you know, if you have a specialized thing that you do a lot, if you cut a lot of cardboard or a lot of in-hand things, this is going to be an excellent knife. Beautiful action, both of them micarta, 9-coated with a satin finish, 154 cm steel, nice long row of jimping. Tip up deep carry pocket clip that's left or right handed carry. Excellent value. Number 11, we have the BestechMan Ronan. I reviewed this one not too long ago, and another one that just wowed me. You got a nice 14C 28N drop point blade, good sharpening choil. And it comes down nice and thin. It's going to be hard to show, but nice and thin, nice and solid ergos on this one. Deep carry pocket clip. Now, this is tip up right-hand carry only. That kind of, I scratched my head with that, especially being that it has a crossbar lock. Now, I will say that this crossbar lock came pretty darn stiff. I made some adjustments to it, and if that's not something you are willing to do, I have an alternative on this list, and that is the Miguron Moyarl. No, it's Elgar, maybe. I forget the names of it. I'll put it up here on the screen. I absolutely love this. Is my favorite Miguron knife to date, or favorite Miguron budget knife at least. 14C28M blade steel, beautiful blade shape, milled titanium pocket clip, and just go watch my video that I did the other day on this. Just a super comfortable knife and such a well-priced knife. Unbelievable how much these knives are. I think it's 40 something bucks, like maybe 46 bucks. Outstanding. You have a titanium clip on there. It just doesn't make any sense. Beautiful, beautiful knife. Definitely excited about the new titanium version that they're about to drop of this. Super, super nice value here. Lastly, we have the Petrified Fish Scholar, the folding straight razor here. This one has a beautiful hollow grind on it. You can see right here how it tapers down and comes down to a pretty thin edge. It's another very well-priced knife. This one's in olive wood. You can get them in G10, desert ironwood, and they come in 154 cm steel. Beautiful crown spine. Beautiful action. As you can see, I just guillotined myself. Front flipping action only on this one. Nice and contoured scales. A crown titanium backspacer. Rounded titanium clip. You can choke up on it. Yeah, that's where the blade still is right there. 154 cm. Yeah, overall, a good knife for the money and a super slicer. So that is my top 12 right now that, you know, that left an impression on me whenever I was doing the testing for these. They all wowed me in some way, and some of them I was shocked on how well they did because I didn't really expect it. Some of them, you know, because of the company, you know, that they usually do that kind of thing, didn't really surprise me, but you know, I always love to find those super slicey blades. That's what I like the most in my EDC carry, even though I do like carrying the chunky bonky sometimes. If you have any questions about any of these, feel free to ask me down below. I'll do my best to answer you. And yeah, I hope everybody's having an absolute amazing day. Check the links down below if you're interested in any of these. And I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.